So you're starting out as a virtual assistant and you're wondering, do I need a website to be successful? In my opinion, no. You don't need a website to be successful at all. When you're beginning as a VA, your focus should be on skilling up, finding your niche, and reaching out to potential clients. Like when you start working or you reach out to a client, the first thing on their mind will be, what can you do for me? The last thing is, what's on their fancy website? What colors do they have? Like they want to see that you actually can do the job. That's what they are most worried about. When I started out, I didn't have a website at all. It wasn't something that I even had on my radar because I didn't have the money. I didn't have the money. So, in the beginning, focus on skilling up, finding your niche, and reaching out to potential clients. At least every day, you should be thinking, am I skilling up and am I reaching out to one or two people who I want to work with? Now, when does a website make sense? It makes sense when you have the money. Remember, as a virtual assistant, you're running a business, you're self employed. So you've worked with a number of clients. You can now go off the free version of Canva and you have money to purchase a domain. You can purchase a domain, by the way, from namecheap.com. Very cheap domains, as the name says, Namecheap. You can purchase a number of domains there. So you go on there, purchase your domain, connect it to this particular site that you want your website to be on. Mine is on Wix, I believe. And then, yeah, that's when it makes sense. Also, if you want to use your website as a showcase for the kind of work that you can do, let's say you want to have it as a portfolio. Very, very good. I would really, really advise that when you have the pennies. So when you have the pennies and now you can afford everything, you go on there, set up your portfolio on your website, list all your services, your rates, your packages, like full transparency so that when your clients come, they're not guessing how much does this person charge. No, even leave like a link so that they can book time to speak to you and all of that. That's when it makes sense. That's when it makes sense to have a website. But if you don't have a website, what are you going to do? You must be saying, Joy, what am I going to do? I'm not there yet. I don't have the pennies. I got you. I got you. What you're going to do is you're going to share about your work on social media. I've said this again on my TikTok and I'm going to say this here as well. When even up to today, I don't have 1,000 followers on my Instagram. And I'm going to leave a link in there for you guys to check out. I don't have even 1,000 followers on my Instagram. But you can imagine how many people would reach out to me on my Instagram whenever I would share about the kind of work that I do as a virtual assistant and a podcast manager. They would reach out and be like, hey, Joy, I saw that you're doing this and this for this particular client. I've taken a look at your testimonials, which I was still sharing on my Instagram. I decided to have a digital footprint, and that was my Instagram. And they would reach out to me on there. So you need to be active on social media platforms because the people you want to work with, they are on social media. If you want to be a virtual assistant and you're thinking, I am shy, I don't want to share about my work. Oh, are you going to manage this field? Nah. You may not manage this field because you need to put yourself out there. Remember, your goal is to work with people in different parts of the world. But if you don't have a digital footprint, how are they going to know? And you're located in this particular African country, you want to thrive as a VA. You need to put yourself out there. This internet has to work for us. It really, really has to work for us. So the last thing on your mind is you being worried about you being visible. Like, don't worry about that. That shouldn't be your concern. Your concern should be, am I skilled enough to showcase my work? And do I want to showcase that work on Instagram? Do I want to post about what I can do on Instagram? Yes. Instagram is one of those channels. LinkedIn is another place where you can post about your work. Even Twitter. I've seen a couple of opportunities on Twitter. And I've seen people on Threads post about them being virtual assistants and people reaching out to them. You have to put yourself out there, guys. Step out of your box. I'm speaking because there's someone there who's going to say, Joy, I'm an introvert. I'm very shy. I know. I can see you already. But please, 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 please. If you want to be successful in the remote work field, you need to branch out of your shell. You need to put yourself out there. And sometimes just only put yourself out there in regards to work. And that's it. You don't need to put on a whole show. No, just showcase what you can do. So that's an option. Also, you can make sure that you have your portfolio in tools like Canva. Canva has a free version and you can sign up for Canva. It has a free version that is very good and you can search up a couple of portfolios that will come in there, design your portfolio in there. And remember, always showcase what you can do on your portfolio. Don't just talk about the tools and systems and everything that you can do. I don't even care if you're an admin VA. Find a way to tell your story there. Like go to ChatGPT, use ChatGPT. This internet has to work for us. Remember what I said? So that's how a portfolio will help you get clients. I hope this has helped someone. You don't need a website. Don't cry about a website. Don't worry about it. That's the last thing that you should be worried about if you're branching out as a virtual assistant. Remember, worry about finding your niche, scaling up, and reaching out to potential clients. Yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video, and thank you so much for watching The Remote Chick. And before you go, do you have a friend who's a virtual assistant or someone who wants to start out in the remote work field and they're African and they're wondering, is this something that I want to branch into? Yes, tell them that they can come out and check my channel, and I hope they'll find some value.